Hi, it's Tokofa Jingwesi, and this is a very impromptu video, really impromptu. I was preparing for a course that I'm going to be teaching in Nigeria this summer by the grace of God, and it just occurred to me that it's something important that I need to share with you, so please bear with me. I'm going to start with two stories. So 2014, sometime in October, I was really excited. My best friend and Ngozi, we were in the UK. We were going to a course at Oxford University. Think about it. It was a big deal. We had been preparing for like the previous 6 months to attend Oxford. And, we finally got into the UK and my dad got a stroke in Nigeria. And I think the day he got the stroke, or the day my sister in the UK was informed, was the day we were leaving for Oxford. So nobody wanted to tell me, because then it would just derail the entire plan. And of course, there was nothing I could do. I'm not a doctor. And even if I was far away. But my sisters knew that if they told me that he had the stroke, it might derail my, whole Oxford plan. So they told Ngozi instead. And she was so calm. She didn't even betray any emotions. And she, I didn't know until about 3 days into Oxford that my dad was sick in Nigeria. And of course, you know what I did? I got on the plane immediately. Oxford was over and I went to Nigeria to be with him. But the fact of the matter is that they told somebody who I trusted to have my back if anything happened. And that person took that information, processed it, and decided to push me over the finish line. Because if she hadn't, kept that information to herself and kept me calm and, tried to keep me in a very active mode, I might have left the entire Oxford thing, which is not what my dad would have wanted anyway. So that's one story. The second story is about the same person, Ngozi. I remember when I was getting married for the second time, I was contemplating getting married. So I had chosen this date that I was going to get married. And she said, okay, yeah, she was preparing for it. And I think a day or two to the marriage, which was supposed to be in Nigeria, I said, no, I don't think I want to do the wedding in Nigeria anymore. No, I started giving excuses. Of course, I was getting cold feet. I was scared. I had done this before. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it again. This was, so, those kind of things that are so big and they just scare they scare the crap out of you. And guess what she did? She didn't tell me, oh, she calls me Iya. She didn't say, oh, Iya, you're scared. That's what is wrong with you. No. She knew that I was afraid, but she knew that, I was going in the right direction. Again, somebody who I trust and who knows me very well and who is ready to push me over the victory line when I'm stalling. And she went as far as taking the day that I was supposed to do the marriage off. And when I said, oh, I'm not sure I can find an imam to do it because I haven't lived in Nigeria for a while, she went and got an imam. I'm serious. She got an imam to do the marriage. She just called me. She said, oh, I've spoken with Jibril. He's an imam. He said that you can come after Juma. This. She was making the plans. She wasn't pushing me. She wasn't forcing me. She wasn't, pressuring me into doing what I didn't want to do. But she knew me and she knew that I was just afraid to take this big leap that I knew was good for me, that she knew was good for me, that was a game changer in my life, but I was just stalling. So, she tried to put you, even though I didn't do the wedding in Nigeria in December at the time, but eventually, something, I still did it later on, but I recognized what she was doing and I appreciated that I had that kind of person in my life. So who do you have in your life that is going to push you or nudge you towards your victory line? Because as human beings, most of the time we stop just short of the victory. I could have just abandoned my whole Oxford endeavor just to go home and go and just hyperventilate and do nothing, run around in circles and lose both ways. I could have just let the man that I really love and I knew that was my biggest cheerleader coming into my life, I could have let him go because I was afraid to take this leap again. So there may be something in your life. It might be career, it might be personal, it might be, whatever. There's a victory that you're about to have. There's a breakthrough that you're about to have that you might be afraid of. And you need somebody in your corner that is going to recognize that fear, that human fear that you have, and it's going to slightly nudge you, push you towards the victory line. If you don't have that person, or you haven't identified that person, or you haven't been confiding in that person, you need to start doing that now. People are some of the greatest assets that we need to achieve our purpose, to release our purpose. I hope this blesses you. Once again, I'm Tokofa Jingwesi. Stay in touch, Ghania.com. Thank you, and bye, love in Cancun. Bye. Mwah.